Good evening, everyone. This is Janae Hunt, and this is my video on the critical assignment, interpersonal communication. And I did my assignment on Love Jones. It is an African-American cult classic that was released March 14th of 1997. So this is the 20-year reunion this year. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. If you haven't seen it, I recommend everyone watch the movie. It's a great love story. The movie is based around two main characters. Darius Love Hall, who is played by Lorenz Tate, and Nina Mosley, who is played by the beautiful Nia Long. In this movie, Darius Love Hall is a young black poet. It is centered in Chicago, Illinois. He starts dating Nina Mosley right after she's had a bad breakup, and they just kind of start filling each other out. And it becomes this back and forth of we don't know what we are. Are we in love? Are we not in love? What's going on here? So they try to figure things out between the two of them. Darius is a very persistent, educated, confident, creative, and passionate person. So when Nina meets him, she's meeting a strong man. And at the point in her life when they meet, she's broken. She is scared, she's frustrated, and very confused about the male species at this point. She's like, I don't even want to be bothered. But because of his persistence, she decides to hang out with him. Now, this is where the conflict of their communication comes in. She was not honest and upfront from the beginning. She did say it was bad timing, but she didn't say why it was bad timing. She didn't say what happened or why she's having this issue of having a wall. She had a wall built up from the beginning. She started off not trusting Darius because she didn't trust him enough to share that information with him about her previous relationship and the breakup and why she's so emotionally detached from him and from what he's trying to do. So I was in chapter 9 of our text, Interpersonal Communication by Gamble and Gamble. That's kind of where I centered everything in regards to this movie, because it was more so one-on-one communication between two people, and that's what I was focusing on. So in chapter 9, on page 237, it's only when both components are present can trust can exist. Well, he was the only one present. He was trying. She kind of cut him off at the knees because she wasn't upfront about things. One of the first problems that we face when entering a new relationship is that developing the ability and willingness to trust. She wasn't willing to give him that chance. Which, I mean, as a woman, once our trust is broken, whether it's from one man or another, it's kind of hard. But again, that's where you communicate from the beginning. You let them know why you have a hard time trusting, and that it's not more so personal or towards them directly, but at least give them a heads up, because then they're not going to know what they need to do to communicate with you to help you ease your pain, or to open up or be willing to open up to trust them. That's kind of what I got from it. Moving on. The biggest conflict in this relationship was trust. She accused him of cheating, because when she came back in town, she saw him with another woman, but they weren't even really together in a relationship. So because of her trust issues, she deflected and put everything on him to get everything off of her, and why she felt the way that she felt. She already felt guilty for going to New York to go see this other man that she had the previous relationship with. So in doing that, she misinterprets the other's position, convincing herself that the person does not really mean what he's saying. He's telling her, I'm not cheating on you. But because she's so defensive, she doesn't believe anything that he's telling her, which kind of defeats the purpose. So the conflict got really heated. They broke up. They were very disrespectful. Words that I will not repeat on this video. But it could have been solved right then and there. And the reason why is because it's the delivery. Her delivery was completely off. Her disposition, her attitude, all of that plays a part in how you communicate with a person and how that person will receive your message. If you're coming off very hostile, very angry, very bitter, very disrespectful, of course the other person is going to be very defensive. They're not going to hear what you're saying because they're on defense mode. So the solution in the conflict that Darius and Nina was having was really simple. It was the delivery. How you start off is the way you want to end up. She started off wrong. They ended up broken up. It was very simple. But if she would have did it in a different way, it would have had a different result. Our text says that approximately 40% of our everyday talk is devoted to letting others know our thoughts and feelings. She let him know her thoughts and her feelings, but in a very negative way, which got her a negative response. So, in that dialogue, it could have been the dialogue principles that are presented to us in our text. Display respect. Invite the other person to participate actively in the conversation, meaning you talk, then you give that person the chance to respond. Display an accepting manner. You have to be able to listen. You have to be open to listen to their feelings as well and their views. Request clarification. If it's something you don't understand that this person is saying, okay, can you explain to me in a different way? What is it that you really mean? Can you give me an example? And show empathy. That was simple. And if we all can address our conflicts in that way, I think that it will be less stress, a lot of less breakups. And it really is all about communication and the equilibrium of the relationship. It's not hard. I don't believe that relationships should be that hard. I think that as humans, we make them more difficult than they really are. Communication is definitely key. God has to be all the way up in the relationship first and foremost. Definitely prayer. But at the center of it all, it's dialogue. It's how you talk to one another. It's how you express yourself to one another. It's how you are able to come up with your solutions together in a calm and loving manner. I hope you enjoyed my video and my PowerPoint, and I really hope you all get a chance to see this movie. It's a great love story, and I hope you walk away with something, learning at least one thing from that movie and from my PowerPoint and from just listening to me rattle on and on and on and on. Good luck to everyone, and I look forward to all of your comments and concerns. I hope there's no concerns, but I hope there's a lot of positive feedback and constructive criticism. I look forward to reading them all. Good luck to everyone.